Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Tita Tess. How are
Good
you?
evening, MJ. I'm glad to sit in for Bobby, who is off today. And welcome to our episode 5 of the
Yeah,
Biz Talk.
I know, right? It's been that long we're doing this. It seems like it's only yesterday when we started the show, but yeah, we are on again tonight, and we know we are broadcast live on Facebook and YouTube.
And for tonight, our guest is Jason Olds, who is the CEO or the owner of Solere LLC, and we shall grill him tonight about his business. And he is also one of our members that we highlight during this Biz Talk. And Jason, we welcome you to the show.
There you go.
Hey, how
Hi,
are you?
Jason.
Good evening, Jason. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Yeah, we're glad you're here. And
And
thank you for letting us, show you here.
Yeah.
and spending your very precious time to let us know you. As a
Absolutely.
member of the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce here in Houston, we want our listeners, our audience to know about you and your business. And
Okay.
that's our business.
All right. All right.
Yeah, that's why we're here. Yeah, that's why the Biz Talk was created. Of course, the Biz Talk is in cooperation with Roof Chamber Radio Pinoy and PACC Texas Greater Houston area. So this is actually a project of the two organizations. And as Tita Tess had said, we feature our members, and we're glad that you had the time to join us tonight. So our viewers will get to know you. So tell us more
Absolutely.
about yourself, Jason, from
Well,
where you are and your family and any personal things that seem to be interesting for the viewers to know before we talk about your business.
yeah. So, well, I grew up in the Philippines. Oh, I was born in the Philippines, but grew up here in New Jersey when I was 6 years old. Um, my mother was born in Los Angeles, and my dad is from the Philippines, right?
Mm-hmm.
So ever since I was a kid, I kind of was more of an introvert. I'm not really that type of outgoing person. But as I grew up and kind of understood that making connections with people brings a lot of benefits, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
started talking to more people, and then that's how I got into wanting my own business, because I realized that if I were to have a business that can help other people, then I'm kind of, leaving a footprint in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
A positive footprint. Um, but yeah, and for the past 4 or 8, well, I would say 4 to 6 years. I would say 4 to 6 years. I've been in the corporate world,
Mm-hmm.
working as a safety professional, what you call a risk consultant. So I
Mm-hmm.
did a lot of, before I started the business or got into any business, I was doing a lot of risk consulting for going out to other businesses, entity, and conducting their safety
Mhm.
audits, to make sure they're in compliance, because when OSHA steps in,
Yes.
it's very pricey. So we
Mm-hmm.
help them save money, and we also help them save, potentially people's lives, because we always have the saying in OSHA that those rules were literally written by blood, because every time there was a new regulation, when OSHA was starting, it was because there was a major incident, someone died or someone got hurt really badly. um, and years later after that, I got into the solar biz, and I loved it ever since. I've been out there for 5 years. I'm 33 years old. So
Wow, you're a
yeah.
very young entrepreneur.
So, Jason,
Yeah.
before we go into business,
Mm.
when did you move to Texas from New Jersey?
Ooh, that was let me see, man, long time ago. I was maybe around 10 years old,
Okay.
11 years old. But I went back and forth.
Huh?
I moved to New Jersey. I mean, stayed in New Jersey and then moved to Texas, and then moved back to New Jersey and then kind of came back. So 10 years old, moved here and then went back and then came back here around when I was like 18 years old. So it was twice, two times.
So, what made you decide to stay in Texas? Why are you in this hot, steaming, humid weather
Because of
compared
the hot,
to?
steaming human.
It's good for your skin, you know?
No, I'm actually, my brother-in-law was here a few weeks ago. Oh no, it was last week. And then so he went to California, San Francisco, and
Mhm.
he showed me all the pictures in San Francisco Bay, and I was
Ooh.
like, I think I may be moving to San Francisco Bay. It's very expensive there, but the lifestyle is way different from here compared to here in Texas. So
Yeah, right. So now you're contemplating on leaving Texas.
absolutely, it's too hot. Have you been outside? It's like 150 degrees. You can
But
cook
I
outside.
only did
the
that for
business is
3
good here
months.
in Texas. Your
Oh,
business is good here in Texas. You need
every
all the heat and the sun. No, I'm joking. But yeah,
everything is virtual.
I'm joking. But yeah, so now can you tell us how you started Solere
um,
business?
so it's not just me. I have a partnership. I
Okay.
have a yeah. I'm not gonna mention their names because they're not here with me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I have three other partners, and we kind of put our minds together to create this business because we collectively we have over 15 years of experience in the industry. I have 5 years in sales and operational, but my other partners they had more experience,
Mm-hmm.
but we wanted to deliver a different type of product because we do a lot of commercial,
Uh-huh.
a lot of we deliver a lot of commercial business, and getting into residential is also good, but when what we really came together was more about how we can deliver more benefits to the client, because you
Mm-hmm.
can ask anyone out there about how solar is and they can be like, it's 50-50. They can be like, yeah, it's great, I love it. No, well, something else happened, and it just really
Mm-hmm.
it's not one size fits all. One size fits all, right?
Yeah.
It just really depends on who you're dealing with and the type
Mm-hmm.
of products you're delivering to your clients. The
Mm-hmm.
most important thing for us is really trying to make sure the client feels comfortable. As I mentioned earlier, well, not during this talk, but earlier on before our talks,
Yeah.
um, I said I'm probably the worst salesperson out there because I'm not sales driven. I'm more
Mhm.
client driven. And building that relationship with the client is more important to me than actually hammering down that lead or closing that deal.
Mhm.
Although it's very important, don't get me wrong. And if any sales people are watching this, they're probably like, "Oh my gosh, he's talking about that." But that's just how I am because that's the foundation that I want to build upon, not just not just a number or a client is just a number. It's someone that is a relation that we build, right?
Mhm.
And so that's kind of where we found the core of our business is like how we build relations with our clients. As you mentioned, as you hear me speak, I always say clients, not customers, because clients are, to me it has a stronger meaning, right? But yeah, that's how we kind of all started. We just wanted to make sure that we deliver the best that we can, and
Mhm.
ultimately it doesn't matter who the solar company is. It could be Tesla, for all I care. We install for Tesla too.
Oh, wow,
you know
that's amazing.
well,
Yeah,
we don't do it anymore because but
yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything, but no, but um uh you know we have that ability to install for any huge company. It's just the ultimate goal of having a renewable product on the client side or on the government side or whatever the city. It's really to help reduce the dependent on our old and dying energy system. I don't
Mhm.
know if you watched the news today, but the grid was kind of fluctuating, right? The
Mhm.
Texas grid, not the eastern and western grid that's owned by the federal government, but the Texas grid that is separate from those two entities. It
Mhm.
fluctuates. ERCOT was very scared. They were like, hey, we need to set your thermostat at 78 degrees, when you're at home, and 85 degrees when you're away. That's because the grid is not stable. Solar, wind energy, it helps to stabilize our grid. So, yes, go ahead.
Well, you're lucky you're in Texas. You're harnessing the solar power of our hot uh, sun in Texas.
It's funny you said that, Tess, because there's new technologies coming out every 5 or 10 years. With solar. I would say 5 or 10 years. It's not every year. It's not like a cell phone, but there are some technologies where it's called bifacial solar. So you get energy from the sun, but you also get energy from the other side, which is the heat, the radiance that's being generated from the heat. You know, so it's called bifacial solar, and you kn- that technology is not new, but it's you, it's something to look at. Like there's always something new in the solar industry. There's solar roof now, shingles that's coming out. If you haven't heard of those,
Yes, I have seen those. I've seen a video of
hmm
installation of solar. Maybe
shingles.
that
Yeah.
those I am interested in that because I see those panels. They're clunky. I don't want that on my roof.
Solar
We have
shingles is good.
yeah.
Just to kind of give you a future, that's we are working on having that certification to install solar shingles. There's in Texas. Yeah. If I buy a new, oh, sorry, there's a comment,
Yeah,
but
well, actually, I'm gonna read. Yeah, is that okay
go,
with you? I'm
yeah,
gonna
go
read
ahead.
yes, I'm gonna read a question here from Bobby. It
What's up,
says
Bob?
here, oh, actually, there's one. Let's do Orly Dizon first. If I buy a new house, why should I go solar?
Well,
That's from Orly Dizon.
it's perfect that you got a new house, because one of our issues when we are installing solar in residential, and like I said, we do a lot of commercial and a very small amount of residential, but the concept is still the same, right? The structure of that roof needs to withstand the weight of those panels. The panels are not that heavy individually, but if you put them collectively, they start having some weight on your roof. Now, having a new home, um, uh, that's perfect because we don't have to worry about the roof structure, if we can put those solar panels. But then again, if you want to think about saving money on your electric bill, if you look online right now, just look online, the inflation on the energy
Oh,
industry, and you
yes.
will see how much is jumped up since in the 1980s. The jump that is in the last few months, we were like back in 1980, the 1980s, because of the solar, because of the energy prices, right? That's always going to continue. So the question is, if you buy a new house, why should I go solar? Well, one, if you go solar or solar roof shingles or whatever, um, your payments are going to remain the same. It's fixed, right? So it's not going to go up because of inflation. So not only does solar panels or solar technology protect the homeowner from the rising cost of inflation, but it also, you know how much you're in control, because you're going to see how much energy you're going to produce and how much energy you're going to utilize, right? There's another question. So my answer to that is, if you buy a new house, why should you get solar? Well, it benefits you because once your solar is fixed, that's it. And once you pay off your solar system, you're not paying anything anymore. And it's when you design a system that's carefully designed, not just half this half, I can't say the word, but when it's done incorrectly, you could be paying solar and the electric bill. But if it's done honestly and correctly, what's going to happen is your whatever you allocate for your average monthly electric bill will be replaced by solar. And the best part is it never goes up, it stays the same, right? Doesn't matter if the inflation goes up to 8%, but
So
it has.
we have another comment.
Mhm.
How does someone go about getting an evaluation for solar power home use? What is the process?
Well, we have a QR code. You can, if you scan the Q, we have our own, like, there's many systems out there. It all starts off with your electric bill, right? So you connect with the solar company. I recommend having two or three, at least two or three. You can
Mm-hmm.
scan this code. It'll take you to a form where you can fill in the information, upload your most recent electric bill, and that will determine how many panels you need on your roof, if we can fit all those panels on your roof. All of that starts the energy analysis process, right? Each home is different. I'll give you an example. I had a client one time that says, well, how come my solar is $20 more than my neighbor's solar? We have the same house. Well, how many people is in your house? Well, there's four of us. How many people does your neighbor have in their house? There's only three. So there's a lot of factors to it, and it really starts off with that electric bill and getting connected and getting that proposal. Like I said, it's not one time, one person. It could be me talking to you, but you don't just want to go with me right away. You want to have at least two or three other proposals out there. You want to match.
Yeah, compare.
You
You have to
compare.
compare. Yeah,
Please
yeah.
compare, folks. This is an investment for a long time, and
Mm-hmm.
you want to make sure you make the right choice, right?
Yes, of course. And of course, you have to spend your money wisely, right? But technically, though, I mean, I know it's going to be fixed price and everything, but performance wise, with weather changes and everything, is it consistent?
So I'm gonna be truthful about this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Um, each panel, well, the ones that we utilize, I can only speak for my company.
Of
We
course.
only utilize the best that we can. So our panels are not like the cheap dirt ones, right? But they're not
Mm-hmm.
expensive. But what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying is, we use the best one that we can find. I mentioned earlier, Mission Solar,
Yeah.
Hanwha Q Cell, those type are pretty. They're very good in terms
Mm-hmm.
of quality.
Okay.
All of our panels have a 25-year linear performance warranty, right?
Mm-hmm.
On top of the other warranties, 25-year linear performance warranty, but each year they're gonna go down by an
Mm-hmm.
if by 0.05% or 5%. They'll go down each year, right? So they'll start off with 97%, and then by the end of 25 years they'll go down to 80 to 87%, right? Excuse me, performance wise. So they
Okay.
will go down each year, but it's not like they're going to be obsolete after. Do you have to replace your panels after 25 years? I would say if you replace your panels after 25 years, that's only if it was damaged, like there was a catastrophic storm to damage your solar panels. Then yes, replace your solar panels. But in the meantime, for that 25 years, you're going to have a fixed energy rate that you're going to be paying. So again, it comes down to that energy, how much you're going to pay per month, because next year it can go up by 4%, the electricity rates, but your solar is going to be remain the same, and it's going to perform. It's going to perform not at the 100%, because there's never a technology that ever performs 100%. No, actually, each panel have a specs, and you can read the specs. Each panel is under laboratory tested and ISO tested, right? So they're certified. The Mission Solar, particularly, it has the best warranties out there that I can give to my clients, and that's because we don't have to worry about it from our end. Like when we put that panels on you, it's going to get the highest performance. But yeah, it will go down after
Yeah.
5-10 years.
Uh,
So as the performance diminishes,
Mm.
how does it affect you know, how does it compensate for the diminishing performance?
So we have the inverters, right? And
Okay.
there's a two part. There's two parts to the system. You have one that's the solar panel, and then two that's your inverters, right? So, well, let me just explain how that works a little bit, since we're here, so people can kind of understand how the
Yeah,
solar panel system
because
works.
when we're talking about performance, of course, it's like if the performance of the panels diminishes, then what's going to happen with powering the whole house?
So it
Yeah.
doesn't. A lot of people have this misconception that, oh my goodness, my if
Mm-hmm.
it's cloudy outside and there's no energy, was that gonna flicker my lights? Because it's not,
Hmm.
the solar panels aren't performing. That's not entirely true. See, each home,
Okay.
even if it's cloudy outside, it could be storming out there, you're still gonna have energy.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because you're still connected to the utility grid. You're still connected to the utility company, right? So the difference with having solar panel and you just using energy from the electric company is you're not dependent 100% on the energy from the electric company or the utility company. So when the performance goes down, yes, it's gonna go down, but it's not gonna go down to where you're going to be like, oh my gosh, my I'm no longer have power. No, the utility company is gonna kick in and give you the whatever that remaining discrepancy is, right? But if we design a system carefully and
Hmm.
with how do you say this, methodically or thoughtful,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You're not just gonna give a client with 100% bill offset. You're gonna give them more than what they consume on an annual basis. So we take that electric bill that you give to us, we access your meter. We have access to your meter because, some installers they have partnership with Centerpoint or the utility grid or ERCOT, and
Mm-hmm.
we access your meter and we know how much you consume on an annual basis, right? So our
Okay.
goal is to give you more than what you consume on an annual basis, right? So even if your panels are starting to go down by 0.5% or every 5 years or every year,
Mm-hmm.
you're still going to have enough panels to where when it does start going down, it's not like you're completely losing a lot of energy performance, right?
Okay.
It's not like you're going to be oh my gosh, my I don't have energy anymore, because you have that extra. You have that extra that we can give to you, and that at sometimes we give them 105, 110% more than what they consume on an annual basis, and having that number is very important to saving you money, because
Yeah.
if we just guessed, if you give us an electric bill and we just put it in our system and it guessed how much you're gonna consume, 100% of the time you're gonna be under, or you're gonna be paying way too much,
I have
right?
a question,
Mm,
Jason.
mm.
Is there a way to, like, if you have extra solar energy, where you
Oh,
can deposit it and withdraw from it later on when you need it? Isn't that a program too?
are you in solar cells, Miss Tess? Have you
I
done
have
your
no
research?
idea about solar panel, but I've read a little bit about it.
So that's called the net metering, NEM, right? So going back again to having a system being done correctly in the beginning, right? Making sure we analyze how much you consume annually will give us the number, how many panels we need to put on your roof in order for us to meet more than what you consume on an annual basis. Like, for I give you an example, if your annual consumption is 12,000 kilowatt and we put panels there only, that can produce 12,000, that's 100%, right? But what if we put 14,000, 15,000 kW, right? But your maximum consumption annually is only 12,000. Well,
Okay.
the excess energy that you don't use will go back into the grid, right? That's part of the net metering program. And in your area, specifically in your area, because Texas is like this, it's like a big utility grid with big, middle, little, medium size electric, utility companies, right? You have
Yes.
co-ops, you have IOUs, you have all types of these people running around. Um, so now that you have excess energy, well, since you're in a retail provider, which is meaning you can choose your electric provider. You're not in a cooperative, because a cooperative is means you're stuck with that utility company, that electric
Mhm.
provider. You can't go to TXU or Reliant or Green Mountain, right? Now, because you have this option, you can shop around and get the highest buyback credit. That's what we call it, right? I'll give you an example. TXU, their buyback credit is like 14.45 cents a watt, right? So whatever excess you produce, they'll purchase that from you, and they'll give it to you in the form of net metering credits every month. And you're going to get this little paper that says, do not pay. It's not a bill, but this is how much credits you've accumulated. Now, solar panels don't produce at nighttime, right?
Yeah.
They can't. They can't produce. Not yet. Not yet. We're coming out with that technology. They can't
Yeah.
produce it at nighttime yet. Um, so you're going to be using energy from the electric company, right? But instead of you paying the electric company, they'll just minus it from the credits that you've accumulated, right? So what does that do? Well, it eliminates your electric bill, because even if because you're producing energy during the day, you're producing more than what you consume during the day, you're sending it to the grid is buying that back, right? Or the electric company is buying that back, giving it to you in the form of credits. And at nighttime, when you're using energy from the electric company, they'll just minus it from your credits instead of you paying them.
Like
Well, that's good. I think before we go to the next question, we need
Hmm.
to have a quick break.
Okay, sure,
All
sure.
right.
see you in a bit.
All right.
Yeah. See you back.
Hello to everyone from Roof Chamber Radio. I'm encouraging all of you to stay here, stay in this chamber. If you want to be inspired, you want to be encouraged, this is where it's at. And we're all going to need this, especially, in this new year that we're in. We don't know what's up for tomorrow. We don't know what's going to happen next week or next month. But I believe that when you gather with people who believe in the power, the faithfulness, and the goodness of the Lord Jesus Christ, there is power in that in itself. So stay here. Stay in the roof chamber radio. Be inspired, be encouraged. And let's all go through life, not on our own, and more than just with each other, but let's speak the faith, let's share the faith, let's live by faith, and let's walk by faith. God bless you all, everyone from Roof Chamber Radio.
All right. Welcome back. Jason, welcome back. I think we have more questions here. There's a Facebook user who says, how much space on my roof will I need to install the panels?
Um, well, that's part of sending us the electric bill, because we have a technology just like roofers do, where we
Mm-hmm.
put in your address and we can actually measure your roof if the panels will fit, right? So I can't really give an exact number, because
Mm-hmm.
you could have a 2,800 square foot roof, or 3,000, a very big roof, but
Yeah.
your angles, your arrays are like pointy and they're very steep. We may not be able to install solar panels on your roof just because of that. It doesn't make sense. I mean, I will we will let you know, hey, you know what? It doesn't really make sense to install solar panels on your roof or your house because of the angles, and you're only going to get 50%. We can only install 50% of your annual consumption. So the
Yeah.
remaining 50% you're going to have to pay from the electric company.
Oh, so it's not really worth it or something.
Well, we'll let you know, but it starts off with
Yeah.
the electric bill. Yeah.
Yeah. Because your goal is to really keep the bill like not increase or for the rest of the 25 years, right?
Well, for
Yeah.
I mean
Yeah.
for forever,
Yeah.
I
Forever
have
as
a
much. Yeah.
I have this friend of mine. I call him my friend because he joined us in our sales team one time, and he's had solar for over 10 years, and
Mm-hmm.
he loved the thing. Like he says, he pays like 2 cents, 3 cents. sometimes $10, $11. But he paid off his system. He paid cash for his
Wow.
system, right?
Okay.
And there's many people that are doing that. Actually, that's one of the best way when you're having solar system, because when you're financing with the bank, of course, it's a finance, right? It's a loan from the bank, and whatever their loan terms are, we don't really have control over, so. But
Yeah,
yeah.
and
Jason,
mm,
just to mention,
mm.
um, can you tell our listeners, our audience, where the Mission solar panels are made? That
It's
is
made here in San Antonio, and we only
that's
use
it.
Mission Solar. I mean, we do
Made
use
in the
Q cell.
USA, made in Texas.
Mm.
Texas,
Q cells
in
are
the
made in
greatest state of
California.
Texas, greatest
Yes,
state.
look it
Don't,
up.
so don't
Mission
move to
Solar.
California because you're in the greatest state. No, I'm joking. Anyway, there's a follow-up question from PACC Texas Greater Houston.
Mm.
They ask about getting an evaluation, then also asking how long does it take from start to finish as far as evaluation and installation.
So that differs per project, because when
Okay.
we install solar, at least for the commercial side,
Mm-hmm.
it's heavily regulated. I mean, we've done residential, and it's heavily regulated. You have to go to the city or the county, depending on where you're living. We
Mm-hmm.
have to apply a permit. We have to do what's called a PV design, which is basically our schematics, or
Mm-hmm.
structural design for the panels. And then we have to get that, stamped by our engineers, structural and electrical, both, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
we have to submit that to the electric utility company
Mm-hmm.
and the HOA and the
Mm-hmm.
city,
Yeah.
right? Those electric, from my experience, the electric company and the city are very fast, like 2 weeks.
Okay.
The
HOA of
HOA,
Hey.
on the other hand, they have 30 days to, when they look at your design, they have 30 days to respond. I have been to it where they responded at the 29th day.
Oh my God.
So it can range from 30 to 45 days from evaluation to installation.
Yeah.
But right
Oh,
now, the current rate is around 30 days, I believe, if there's no hiccups along the way.
okay.
And
All
the
right.
actual installation takes about 1 to 2 days.
We have another question.
Mm.
Uh, do you assist in reviewing current monthly costs, comparing monthly electric bills and the cost savings with solar power?
Yes, we do. Actually, that's part of the sales process, because we show your average electric bill for the next 5, 10, 15, 25
Mhm.
years, and we show you how much you're going to pay for your solar. And then we also show you, there's a graph that's auto populated, showing how much you're going to produce and how
Mhm.
much you're going to consume. So we do break it down, right? Most of our, most residential clients are just like, oh my goodness, tell me how much am I going to pay for the next, X amount of years. And there's many loan terms out there. It doesn't have to be 25 years. I've had people doing it in 10 years, in 5 years. Is it going to cost more? Absolute per month? Absolutely. But if your goal is to have this thing paid off faster, yes. I mean, the shorter the term, the better. But of course, if you want to stay in below your average electric bill, it's going to be longer terms. But yeah, we definitely assist in everything to make it, easier for you to understand, because before we proceed, we want to make sure you understand where you're going to go towards, like what you're gonna want in the future, because I don't want you to be stuck. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I was pressured to buy something that I'm not really happy about, right? That's something that
Mhm.
we don't want to do business, you know.
Yeah, and we see some government credits or something. I mean, there's a question here, are there tax credits with going solar? Because I think the government's giving incentives
There is
for
tax
people.
credits. There
Yeah.
are tax credits. I'm not a tax professional.
Mhm.
I'm not licensed, so please don't listen to me. Don't listen to me of any tax advice. I do not have any. But based on my experience, the way the tax credit work,
Mhm.
it's a tax credit. So it's based
Yeah.
on your tax liability.
Mhm.
Now, people get that confused and say, "Oh my goodness, so it's a refund." I mean,
Yeah, I know.
no, it's not a refund. It's a tax credit based
Yeah.
on your tax liability. However, the way some proposals or some banks,
Mhm.
they will take that into consideration. And you guys, I'm letting you guys know that the inner, like, the things that we don't really talk with our, with outside of the solar industry, I'm letting you know because I want everyone to be informative, right?
Yes, yes.
Informed. And the solar tax credit, yes, it benefits you. It does benefit you, as if you have tax liabilities, or if you want to, if the CPA that you're, currently utilizing, if they know how to apply that towards, when you file your taxes. But it's not money that you're going to be receiving from the government. That's one thing we have to be straight about,
Yes.
because a lot of feedback I get is, oh my goodness, my solar bill went up and I didn't even get the tax credit. But the bank says I have to put this money back before the end of X amount of months, right?
Yeah.
And I never got it back. I thought it was a real money. It's
We
not.
have some
That is
positive
understood. Yeah.
comments from our uh, listeners. Mr. Flor Ginhawa mentioned it's a very informative discussion on solar panels.
No,
And
thank
another
you.
one says, thank you. This is very informative.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's
I
Yeah,
know.
we're
really
learning a
to
lot.
be able to give this information to our listeners and even the other members of the uh, Chamber of Commerce. And you are really good in
Well,
giving
thank
out all
you.
this information in plain language that we can understand. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Well, thank you. Um,
Aside from being into these solar panels,
uh,
can we ask you what are your hobbies? It's
eating,
not all
eating. Oh my goodness, that's
That's
okay. You got
everyone's
me at
hobby. That's everyone's hobby.
yeah,
Eating.
foodies
eating,
are
foodies, eating. I have the Xbox, the new Xbox, that by chance I bought it. I think the end of last year, because it was all out. It was completely out, and I went to a Best Buy. My wife is buying GPUs because we're like upgrading, and she's trying to mine some things. Um,
Oh,
and so we were in
mining
Best Buy.
cryptos?
Yeah, that's a long story.
That's
That's
another
another
topic.
topic.
Yeah, that's another topic.
But so we're looking for GPUs in Best Buy, because as soon as you get those GPUs, they gone, and then
Mhm.
so the guy was looking up on this thing. Oh, we're out of GPUs, I'm sorry. And he said, oh, we just got an Xbox, someone didn't purchase it. And then I was like, I looked at him, I was like, an Xbox. I was like, yeah, because it was gone. They were selling it for like $1,000, third party sellers, and it was only 599. I was like, okay, let me get it. And then so I was so happy. I was like one of the happiest moments that year. There was a tough year last year, and so I got my Xbox. I do play games. I'm a very advent player. But cooking. I mean, eating, not cooking, but eating is one of my favorite things. In Houston, I live in Austin right now, but in Houston,
Mm-hmm.
um, I love going to different types of places to go eat, especially in Bel Air.
Oh, yes.
The different Filipino restaurants that we have there. Oh my goodness. Not so much here. Not so much here in Austin, but in Houston,
So,
oh my gosh.
Jason, we know you live in Austin, but you
Mm,
are in Houston a lot. Next time you're here, you
mm.
are invited to our kitchen.
Oh, sure. Am I gonna eat or cook?
You'll
Both.
do both.
If you're gonna bring your wife, who is a great
Sure, sure, sure.
and we will have fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love that. I'd love to cook and eat, or
And
eat or cook.
maybe after this, you will get more inquiries about solar panel,
Yeah,
and
sure.
hey, we'll get together.
Yeah,
Well,
I love
actually,
helping people out,
yeah,
to be
how can
honest.
people contact you? I mean,
Well, I mean, I didn't really. So the reason why, as you can see, is very like that's all we have on our
okay, have a
website right there,
website. Yeah.
Solere, that energy.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I forgot to mention this earlier in this talk is, we did a lot of behind the scenes. We're behind the scenes. We're more of the installers now that we're going. to the front, we have to build up our marketing reach. And excuse
Mhm.
me, and I always forget to put, hey, I need to put my information out there so people can call me. But that QR code, if you scan that QR code, that, you
Mhm.
know, you fill in your
Mhm.
information, that gets sent directly to our you know, the not the
The
marketing,
team
but
team.
our team, and they can take in your information. And if, you know, I will review it, and I can personally reach out to you in person. I mean, I will reach out to you in person, by phone, of course. But yeah, scan that QR code, fill in the questionnaire if you have your most recent electric bill, and we can get started. You know, just don't even think about purchasing anything at the time, because I want you to at least have two or three proposals ready. Because I like to compete. What I also like to do with some of my clients, if we're too, let's say we're too, or a little bit more than what they're wanting or they're looking for, but they find someone that's a little bit, you know, affordable, and
Mhm.
I reviewed their proposal, and I said, okay, well, see, the panels that we're using is this, or the materials we're using is this, and the materials they're using is that. That's why we're a little bit more expensive. Or I'll be like, you know what, they have a really good deal. What I can
Mhm.
do for you is lower down our prices below what they're offering you,
Oh, so you
and then go
matched
back
or
to
even
the
better.
Matching price.
so they can go lower down their prices, and they go back and forth. That's just
Okay.
me. Yeah, that's me directly. If you do that with any of our other sales agent or consultants, they're probably not gonna be like, "Are you crazy? I'm losing this deal." But with me, I love doing that because I definitely want to help you, the client, because it's your home, it's your solar panels, your investment, not mine. I'm just here to help you. On
Wow,
another note,
that's
if I can
amazing.
say one more thing, we are looking and recruiting for sales consultant. So if you're looking to get in this business, you can also use that QR code that I showed earlier. Fill in the information, check one of the boxes, join our team, and one of us will reach out to you. And we'd love to have you on our, you know, we'd love to have you on board.
Oh, that's good. There's another comment by Margarita Chong. She says, very good. Thumbs
Oh,
up.
thank you, thank you.
Yeah. And it's really been a very informative. Wow, look at that. Some members of the chamber.
That is
Yeah.
in my kitchen.
There that's wow.
Next time we gotta be there, and you know, what's the dish, Miss Testa? What do you want us to cook? I mean, I can cook a tomahawk steak.
Anything you want.
Wow.
Anything. We're all foodies here too, so coming over.
Yeah,
Okay,
and from PACC Texas, Greater Houston region says, thanks for all the good ideas, Jason.
absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Oh, the pleasure is ours. You've been very, very good at explaining everything technically and the whole 9 yards.
So you
We still have a lot of things to learn about solar panel, and thank you for your availability, and we'll get in touch with you, and hopefully the viewers will start scanning the barcode too.
We're in the age of barcodes now. You know,
I
we
Yeah.
have
know.
these. I have a business card that it's a metal. I just put it underneath your
Yeah.
phone, and it takes my information, give it to you.
Printed business cards are
Mm.
Yeah, it's
It's
digital.
metal, digital. It's all
Yeah,
digital. I
digital.
just scan
So
it.
it's all digital. Let me
Hmm.
scan you. QR code is the the term now.
One thing I would like to leave the viewers is when you're purchasing solar panels or
mhm,
solar renewable energy products, always have a lot of do your research. I mean,
yes.
don't let the pressure of the sales consultant close you right then and there, because you want to make the best decision for you, the
Mhm,
client. Because, like I said, you're going to be with this product for a lifetime. And if you sell your home, it actually sells faster with solar panels.
mhm,
And you have added home value too if you're going to sell your home. It doesn't matter if it's 2 years or 5 years after you install solar panels.
mhm.
But what I'm saying is make an informative decision, but make it to the best of your interest, not the best of the company's interest, right? And that's just my
Yeah,
advice, my last
that is
message.
correct. That is a very good advice. And yeah, wow, we have some other guests.
Let's take a break and
It looks like we're gonna
we'll be
be,
right back.
yeah. And thank you, Jason.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, we are so pleased to be with you. Thank you for being with us. We want to invite you to be part of the Difusión Latina, Portal de Fe. We are the Spanish ministry of Roof Chamber Radio, and we are so blessed to be with these guys all around the world. Please be with us on YouTube and Facebook. We would love very much to know how God is blessing you. And please come along and support us. God bless you and see you then.
We're back.
Wow. Oh my gosh, it's already this time. We didn't even notice the time just flew by so quickly.
Time,
And
time
we
to
still have a lot of things to ask Jason, but looks like his part is done. And thank you so much, Jason. We really had fun with you.
How about
So
you,
what's
MJ?
next, Ate Tess? We're gonna be Mary and Tess. Do we have anything else to Mary Tess about?
Well, I want to hear about your vacation to the Philippines, your honeymoon.
Oh my gosh, it was really fun. It's always fun to go home. It's not the most convenient thing at all because you know how traffic in the Philippines is, how hot in the Philippines is, but just having family and friends around, I mean, it just very, very heartwarming and it just makes you feel really good and happy. And you spend a lot of money, but you can earn money back. But the
Well,
moment and the joy that you have with your family and friends, I mean,
just let
those
us know
are,
why you went home to the Philippines. That's
well,
what we want to know.
well, the main thing that we did in the Philippines was actually our silver wedding, church wedding. So that was the best moment that we had in the Philippines. My husband and I celebrated our 25th year and we decided to have our church wedding because we didn't have a church wedding when we started our
You
marriage. So
finally walked down the aisle.
I
Yay!
did. I did, Tita. And oh my God. Oh
Look
my
at that.
gosh.
Look
Oh,
at
I
that.
love this
The
picture.
blushing bride. Ooh,
Oh,
baby.
thank you. And this is my family. Oh my gosh. I
Yeah,
love this
that's
picture.
even
This is
better.
my
You walk
favorite.
down the aisle and your family is with you in the family picture. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And that was the best moment of my life. And, showcasing my wonderful children was also a big part of it. We had a really good celebration with all the family members and friends and relatives. And they got to see my kids perform in the wedding. They sang for us, and Mara danced, and it was just fun. It was just fun. It's really just the best time of our vacation there. And after the wedding, my kids and I went to Ilocos, my birthplace in Batak. We went there and, of course, had so much joy and fun with our other relatives. And I had a high school reunion and
Oh,
it was
that's the
just
best
fun.
part.
Yeah. I wasn't ready to come back. I needed another vacation. Wow, Bobby and Eileen, you are very resourceful. I
Look at
applaud the
that.
two of you.
Facebook entries.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That was, anyways, yeah, that was it. Do we have anything else, Tita? I think
So,
we have to show Eden out. We were talking about, oh, thank you,
yeah,
Facebook
we're
user.
highlighting another member of ours that's Eat and Out uh, a restaurant over in the Katy area that's on Fry Road and the Westheimer Parkway.
Okay, and
They've been a member. They've been a member for what, 4 or 5 years now. And boy, you have to try their food. They 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 make a lot of catering services. They make a great crispy pata. Oh my lord, it's to die for. Yeah, Bobby
ooh,
and I would split one crispy pata plus other side dishes. Well, as foodies, we we love to eat. Hey,
Oh
Bonnie,
my gosh, I would love to go there.
you
And
know
we
you're
have
out
some,
tonight, but let's go
yeah.
back and chow down. Mhm.
Yeah, and let me thank first Facebook user says beautiful picture, and from Tito Flor Ginhawa says happy silver anniversary. Thank you so much, Tito. I really appreciate it. Yeah. And
Yeah,
thank you.
it's you feel blessed being able to reach the silver, you know, and look
Oh
forward
yeah.
to the gold. Whoa.
Yeah, that's another 25 years. Anyway, Eden out, they were supposed to join us tonight, but as Tita Tess was talking about their food and how good and how tasty, and of course they have a lot of customers, so they're trying to prepare for other stuff for their
Yeah,
catering. So they are not
we'll
able to join us tonight, but we'll
yeah,
be able to
they're
show
busy in the
them.
kitchen, and we'll
Yeah.
catch up with them,
Yeah.
and we will interview them as well or chat with them. And so for tonight, we can just talk about the food
Yeah, and
ourselves.
we can show the video. Actually, our team had a stop. We call it stop, where they go visit our members, small business members, and they try to visit their place and show the place and showcase them. So we actually have a video to show you, so you get to see Eat and Out, even though they're not here with us. Let's have it.
Kasi yung isang apo ko, home alone. Kasi yung isa, kaya Denise was with ES.
Oh, here I'm already doing live.
Hi, how are you? Good afternoon. We are here at Eden House, our member of the chamber, and very good food.
Yes. Yeah. So we're gonna be. This is our first stop for our big stops. Is In and Out. So we're gonna get inside. We actually already ate. So let's see. We are the members of the chamber. And Rolf. Say hi. We're alive. So tell us something about the food here.
I ordered the combo with rice with sisig and menudo. It was good. So come and visit the In-N-Out restaurant located at Western Parkway and Radyo.
Yes, thank you. So let's go. Let's show them around. Yeah. We'll show you around.
So can I get a combo?
It's okay. Say hi. That's what I got. The palabok. The palabok here is good. They also have this bread from Jambeto's. Yeah, and they have this, no, dried fish and the Jeff rocks. Oh, it says the Jeff rocks. Oh, they're help wanted. And the chamber are already paying their food. Hello, we're on live.
Hello, we are at Eden Out this afternoon, and it's good and the food is delicious. So come and come. Come and go. I mean, they have a lot of good choices and goodies and sweets and everything. So come and join us next time, and you're gonna enjoy the place. Thank you.
Yes, and there's Gemma. Gemma's paying now.
We're at Eat Out for lunch today. This is the fourth Sunday of the month. This is our first these stops. And It's pretty good. It's really good. I ate a bit and stuff now, and we hope to see you in our second one on July.
Last Sunday,
The
last
last
Sunday of
Sunday
July.
of July, and surprise where it's gonna be for lunch.
Yes.
All right.
So let's.
We want to give you guys the owner of Even Out, and want to know something about her business and their business and whether how we can help them. So let's wait for her to be done and ask her stuff. How can we help as a chamber? With It and Out.
All right.
Bye-bye. Ka-ching, ka-ching. So yes, this is Miss Lisa. Miss Lisa Lofranco.
Yes, Miss Lisa Lofranco. Tell us about your business. When did you start it?
We started in 2018, and this is the fourth year.
Wow.
Yeah, it's getting well, and thanks you for all the Filipinos that coming here. But the thing is, we need help.
Great, yeah.
We need help here in the front. If somebody needs somebody.
So how can we help you?
If you know anybody
Okay.
that are looking for a job, we'll be glad to accommodate.
Oh, so
But the thing is, we have to have it close because we're too far. It
right.
has to be around this area.
Yeah, like close to this area.
Close to this area. I don't care how they come to work here as long as they can be on time. That's
Tell
okay.
them where you're located.
We are located at 20680 Westheimer Parkway.
So
And the telephone number here is 281-717-8626.
so what are the help you need? Cashier.
Cashier, multiple tasking, just like in the restaurant. I'll assess. We already have somebody here, but they don't speak Filipino, and it's hard.
So you need Filipino.
I need Filipino that knows the dish
Right.
and knows the content of the dish.
Yes, there it is.
All
Get it
right.
out.
Yes. So as a chamber, how do you think we can help you? as
We
a
can help you
business
promote
owner?
our place.
Okay.
Because I know this place is kind of secluded area.
Yeah.
You need to be just wanting to eat and eat an hour before, otherwise it's not really.
It's not on the way.
Yeah. So then we have catering business. We do, if it's feasible, we can deliver.
Hey, so do you also cook in the Philippines? Do you have restaurant in the Philippines also, or just
I
here?
just like to cook here.
How did you
I was
learn?
in the medical field before.
Oh, so how did you came up with an idea to wait a minute? Let's put on. Let's
Before,
make.
I really
Yeah.
like to cook. Before 19, I've been here since 80s. In 80s, I cook empanada. I cook a lot. I made the fresh lumpia from scratch,
Wow.
and that's how I get into this business.
It started
Because I like it. Now I'm in it.
All right. That was good. So, eating out, our viewers, if you want to have good, authentic Filipino food and dishes, just go find Eating Out. So, that was it, Tita Tess.
And just to remind everybody, audio podcast will be available after the show on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Listen Notes, and we will see you next time.
Yeah, and don't forget every second and fourth Thursday of the month, okay, from 8 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time here at the Biz Talk.
This talk brought
All right,
to you
good night,
by,
everyone.
brought
night,
to you
Tita
by the
Tess.
Philippine American Chamber of Commerce, Greater Houston Region, and Roof Chamber, Radyo Pinoy. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank
Good
you.
night.
And thank you, Tita Tess.
Good
See you
night.
later.